Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you all had a good bank holiday. I know some people are back and raring to go. It's September, so new month, new start. It is picking up a little bit out there as well. So I've had a few people ask me for some interview advice. And obviously, we're going through a bit of a strange time at the moment. It's not your usual interview setup, with a lot of this being on Zoom. Like myself recording this video at the moment as a bit of advice. So, um, top tip I could give at the moment in regards to online interviews is first things first is have a quick think about your backdrop. It's not essential. Obviously, my setup at the moment isn't massively glamorous, but this is um, in my room, which is the quietest place in the house. So sometimes it's more about finding somewhere where you can be undisturbed. Um, oh my goodness, I heard this story once about how someone was conducting a lesson, and they'd put the kind of CGI backdrop on, and they hadn't realised if someone moves in the background, then it focuses on them. And this teacher was delivering a class, and her husband got out of bed, and all of a sudden all everyone could see was her husband getting out of bed and her still talking and delivering the lesson plan. So do not be fooled. CGI backdrops or backgrounds don't protect you. So just go somewhere where you can just have your natural background. So that's the first tip. The second is make sure you're on time, because you can't have the excuse like, oh, the train broke down, or I was stuck in traffic. I mean, if you're late for a Zoom interview, that means that you're late logging in. And that really shows that you can't time manage, or you might be unreliable, because there's not going to be any other excuse really, unless you got caught up doing something. So most people expect it as a no-brainer. You're not going to be late for these. It's quite common, funny enough, that the interviewer might be a bit late for you, because everyone's zooming at the moment and getting caught up in back-to-back interviews. But as long as you're not late, that's the most important thing. Beforehand, try and find out the format. So it might be that they want you to talk through your portfolio on a share screen. It might be that they have your portfolio in front of them. So try and find out when they're arranging the interview what the setup's going to be, if you will be sharing your portfolio with them or not. Um, and just be human. It's we're going through a very weird time. Everyone's very emotionally loaded at the moment. We're all trying to do our best. There's been times where people have been having interviews and their kid might be having a meltdown, or heading over during the interview and interrupting it. And everyone's really empathetic at the moment, and understands that it's not the normal situation. So I think the best thing that you can show is that you're a human, and that you're as professional as you can be, but within the limitations of the fact that we're in the middle of like this pandemic and everyone's trying their best. So those are my top tips for now, in relation to how it's going to be different to COVID. But I mean, the normal advice with your portfolio, and this is standard across the board, is half of an interview is all about you talking through your work. It's all about you and introducing them to you, getting some buy-in, that you'd be a great fit for them. And the second half is all about the questions you prepare. Make sure you prepare really good questions, research the company, find out about like the structure, how you'd fit in there. If you can reference any work in your portfolio that ties in with their work, even better, because there's a connection there. There's a similarity between yourself and them, but show a unique spin to yourself and your experience and what you could bring to them. That's really important. And at this time when people are hiring, they're looking for someone that's extra special. And a lot of that is down to attitude. So every industry leaders event that I've run, lots of people have said it's about attitude, and skill set is very important, but skills could be taught. But somebody that's constantly curious. Don't forget that interesting people are people that are interested. So just show them like your passions and your interests, and if you have a side hustle or a passion project, that's even better. Like what have you been up to during this pandemic? What have you been doing? Have you just been watching Netflix all the time? Have you been sorting out your garden? Have you been flexing your creative muscles, getting involved in projects as well at a time where you're not working on stuff to pay the bill? Have you been upskilling? Have you been learning motion? So you need to be really mindful of what you've actually been doing in this time. And because of the pandemic, if companies are going to be hiring, they're going to want people that have a never say die attitude. They're going to want people that are going to be positive, that are going to help the company recover, that are going to bring that spirit to the business. So that's something to be really mindful of as well, is really showing what you can bring. Because the competition is quite tough at the moment. So you need to be really clear about that. Like, just because you've got an interview, don't rest on your laurels. Don't just try and blag it. Prepare, because the person that prepares is always going to be in a much better position. And you almost want to give 100% to these interviews, because you're better off in a situation where, if you're lucky, you've got a couple of second stage interviews lined up, or maybe like one offer or possibly another offer. Like, you want to give every single job that you're interested in 100%. And so that's the best bit of advice I could give at the moment in regards to like preparation. Now, a lot of people have asked me about salary and the fact that it is competitive, and they don't want to be priced out of a job because someone else is accepting a lower salary. Now, don't slash it too much, because if they're hiring, they've got money. Look them up online. If they are, boasting about the fact they've won loads of projects and loads of pitches and they've got loads of clients and that's why they're hiring, chances are they can afford your basic salary. But ask for what seems fair. Don't overshoot by asking for too much, and don't undershoot by asking for too little. So the salary ranges for a junior creative is anything from 18. Then after 2 years experience, you can maybe ask for 24, 25. 2.5 years experience is then when you start approaching heavy-ended junior to mid, and then middleweights are on anything between 25 to 35k, and then senior designers are on 35 to 50k. So that's something to be mindful of. Design directors, 45 to 55, sometimes 60. Creative directors, lowest end is 50, 100, 120k. So I have been helping a few people talk through job offers, even if it's not jobs through me, mainly creatives that I've known for years and years. I am quite busy at the moment, mentoring loads of people and doing loads of industry stuff. And I am charging for like one-to-one consultations. So these are like really intricate, like in-depth, one-to-one explorations of you and your CV and your portfolio that I'm booking in at the moment for people that want my time, just exclusively one-to-one to really go through stuff. So I hope that helps with interview tips. Good luck, everyone. And my update on the market is that it should start picking up a little bit more. It's going to be a bit of a chug. There's going to be some companies that will be making some redundancies also. A lot of people have said to me that Q4, so by Q4 I mean October, November, December, companies are going to be hiring again, but some companies aren't even going back to the office until January, so it might not pick up until Jan. I wish I could tell you exactly what's going on, but all I can promise is I always said I'd have my ear to the ground. I'd report to everyone what's happening. If you want to really be at the forefront of information of what I'm sharing, then if you follow me on Instagram, so that's Nikki Lyle Creative. I'm going to be recording more and more like regular videos, just telling people what the market's like. Tech seems to be busier than other industries at the moment. Advertising has taken a bit of a hammering, but if you want to be kept up to date, LinkedIn and Instagram is where you can tune into all my kind of content and my advice. And I've also got some CV and portfolio templates that I will be releasing in the next couple of weeks. So I hope that advice was useful. Do not forget, things will improve and they will change. And the only thing constant in life is change, okay? When I first started recruiting in 2010, all I did was meet really talented people. And then the minute the market picked up, I got them jobs first. And then in 2015, I was interviewed by Computer Arts Magazine. And in the start of that article, I'm saying the market is so buoyant that graphic designers can ask for what salaries they want within reason. So it will change. It won't be like this forever. So just hang on in there and I'll have some updates soon.